Prayers up, blessings up. In this video, I want to talk about water, man. My name is Jabez. I got a goal to help over 1 million people start growing the food they want to grow. That's why I wrote this book. The more we grow, the more we'll see. Everything we need is free. Because it really is, man. For example, these are all the fruit trees that, I give away these fruit trees. I got a goal to actually give away over 1 million fruit trees in America. But all of these I grew from seed or either I propagated. The point is, all of them are free. The soil for most of these plants, well, I ain't gonna say most of them. A lot of these plants I use for making compost, which we made this compost with materials, around the house. That soil is free. Seeds are free. Propagation is free. All of these plants was given to us by the creator of all things. Everything out here is free. And when I think about how much money we spend for food in the grocery store, it blows my mind. That's why I wrote this book for anybody that got to go to grow food. Now, in this video, what I want to talk about is water. So it got into my mind to master agriculture in 2020, and I've been moving towards that, and I made a commitment to be a student of agriculture the rest of my life and just keep getting better and better as I grow. And I'm learning as I grow, you know what I mean? But what I've learned so far, to sum it all up, and why I was able to write a book and why I've been able to help the amount of people I have get started growing successfully, is because I've come to realize it's really not complicated to grow food. Some people think that you need a green thumb, but the truth is it comes down to 4 principles. It comes down to water, sunlight, climate, and soil. All plants have a relationship with those 4 key principles. Every plant has a relationship to water. Some plants need more water than others, some need less. Every plant has a relationship with the sunlight. Some plants need more sunlight, some need less. Every plant has a relationship with the climate. I'm in Miami. This is actually growing zone 11A. Some plants we can grow and they'll thrive down here, but other plants like apples, it's not gonna grow here. And every plant also has a relationship with the soil. Every plant needs good soil that's packed full of nutrients, and that's why we compost. And so once you understand those 4 key principles and understand how to find out what each plant like, you can give the plants what they want and they'll grow. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. So in this video, I want to really focus on water. I think a lot of people lose plants behind lack of understanding about water. The first thing is, how much does your plant need? So you can Google search this. Whatever plant you're growing, what's the right amount of water to give it? And one thing that I've noticed about all plants is the plant need drainage. You know what I mean? So if you're growing plants in a pot, notice this plant right here. This was actually looking like it was about to die, and I transplanted it, and now look at the new growth coming out. See it on the top? This is actually a jackfruit tree. But the point I wanted to make, right? This plant, you want it to stay, this needs a little bit of water. Notice, when I touch the soil for this plant, I want it to some of it to stick to my finger. So this is starting to get a little bit dry. But notice right here, there's a hole down here where the water can drain out. So if that hole plugged up and you water this and water get trapped in here, soil isn't allowing the water to drain, it's gonna be hard for them roots to grow and stretch out and get the nutrients out of there. So you wanna make sure when you're growing plants in pots that it's a good drainage, and you wanna make sure that for most plants, that it just stays a little bit moist. Not too wet, but not dry either. And that'll bring your plants right back. Another thing with the water, one of my first lessons, I actually talk about this in my book, is the city water. The first lesson that I learned was not to use it. We lived out here in Miami, and maybe it's not the same in every city, but Miami, man, there's a lot of chemicals used to treat this water, and I was using like the water coming out of the tap. The thing about it is, when I was using that water, the plants will grow to a certain size and then they'll die. It throws off the pH balance of the soil just because of all the chlorine and fluoride and everything used to treat the water. When I learned that, what I did, I switched to spring water. And in the beginning, when I was first started growing, I was growing like herbs like basil, mint, thyme, different things inside pots. When I switched over to the spring water, it did good. And so I was using spring water. Then we moved over here and I started growing a few fruit trees, and it was kind of started expanding the operation. And I was using that same spring water, and it just got to be to where it was too much. You know what I mean? And so then what I did was, it crossed my mind, lake water, I think would be just as good or better. So this is what I do now, man. I love the rainwater. When it rains on these plants, I don't gotta water them. But it's been a mega drought in Miami. Like, it's only rained maybe once in the last probably like 4 months. It rained about a month ago. It was a storm. It hailed and everything down there. It's crazy. So what happens when it rains, I'll catch the rainwater. See right here, I got these buckets lined up to catch this rainwater, but you see these things are bone dry. And then I got these big containers to catch the water. But you see how much water I got left? Look it over here. Dried up. And what I do is I take these buckets down to the lake, and I'll get the lake water in the mean and in between time while I'm waiting for it to rain. So check this out. I'm gonna show you the lake water, what it looked like in a second. So check it out. So what I do, I just go in here and I get this water like this. I fill these buckets up. I put the tops on them, and we take them back to the house. But look, what I wanted to show you was, look how low the water is. all of these rocks, all this be underwater. I've never seen the lake this low. This is crazy. Like I said, it's been a crazy drought. So I've been having to come down here like more than once a week because I fill all these up. These might last 2-3 days. So I put the tops on just like this. You see I got the tops on these. And this is a workout for real. But I actually like it because this gets me like active at least a few times a week. And I walk these waters. It's heavy, man. It's probably about 50 pounds. And I walk them up to the car right there. And then I bring them back to the house and I got to walk them from the car to the side of the house to dump them in the big trash can we got on the side of the house. So check this out. So now this is what I do, man. I fill this up. And then what I'll do is I take the empty buckets and I line them up right here. I keep this top off and I keep all these tops off and just pray it rain. Once they rain, I'll catch this rainwater and I don't have to make these trips to the lake. It's much easier. But like I said, I don't mind it because it's a workout, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna fill this up and I'm gonna show you how I water the garden. I get 2 of these at a time. So it's half the trips I gotta make to come back and get the water, right? So one telltale sign that a plant needs water is the leaves will start drooping. So I actually got a tree right here that's a good example of that. I ain't watered these in about 2 days. So I haven't watered these in about 2 days. Now look, you see how this leaf is like drooping down? And same here. You see how these leaves, they're like drooping down? When this is watered up, they'll be perked up like this. So that's showing me that the plant needs water. And you could look down here at the soil right here, and this soil is real dry. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna hit that with water, hit this one with water. All right, now look, I'm gonna take you to the garden. I water this garden twice a day. All right, so I'll come out in the morning, it'll be shaded, and I'll water it at that point, and I water it just like this. You know, I wanna make sure everything kind of coated. And why it's good to do this, like before the sun really shining, is because when you water it, when the sun's shining, it can kind of like burn the leaves. And that's what happened here. So I was watering it during like midday hours. And you see how the leaves look kind of burnt? That's from the water act kind of like a magnifying glass when the sun shines through it, and it'll burn the leaves. So we live and we learn, man. I'm learning as I grow, you feel me? So now I water it in the morning and I water it at night. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna water this whole garden. And another thing too, what I'm looking into, and I actually just ordered it, there's a filter. It's called a boogie filter. And you can hook it up to the water hose. It filters out the chlorine and fluoride and all of that. So I'm gonna get that. And they say it makes it way better for plants. But why I'm getting it is because I've been dealing with these aphids all over these green beans. I actually just sprayed, I've been spraying this plant down. Matter of fact, there's a few of them right here. See them little black bugs? You see that little black spot right there? Those little black bugs right there, those are aphids. And the thing about it too, like since I'm spraying it, like as much as I am, see them bugs? I'm spraying them down to get these bugs off the plant. But since I'm spraying it so much, what I'm worried about is the pH balance of the soil getting thrown off because of the chemicals in the city water. Look at them bugs. They all on the back. That's why I'm getting this boogie filter though, so I could hit these every day if I need to. Look at, oh, they all on the back, look at that. But don't worry, I got something for y'all. I've been having to spray this plant literally like almost every day. I tried neem oil, I tried orange peel, repellent. I've tried a few different things that haven't worked. But let me show you, this is the last thing I want to show you. Look at these. These are yard-long green beans. And they get way bigger than this. But this is a green bean that gets real long that I'm growing out here. And look, I want to show you right here. This is the first one I harvested that's this big.
Can I try?
Mm-hmm. Want to taste it?
Thank you.
Look.
It's skinny. It's like, it's great. Like, I don't know.
It tastes a little sweeter than regular green beans to me. It's more crispy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm about to harvest these in a couple of days, and I'm gonna saute these things up. I'm gonna do another video about it. But anyways, my brothers and sisters, man, look, if you got a goal to start growing food, that's why I wrote my book, The More We Grow, The More We'll See. Everything we need is free. And I go live and I give out tips, and I put up tips on all my pages. I appreciate all the comments, and if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. If there's any videos that you want me to do, leave them in the comments. So this is the water segment. Remember, there's 4 key principles in growing. Growing has been overcomplicated. It comes down to understanding water, sunlight, soil, and climate. That's it. My brothers and sisters, I hope this video was helpful. Prayers up, blessings up.